into the night, deep into right, way
moves to the right, it goes directly to Clement. Clement reverses it, and the pass goes into the end zone.
To Nick Foles.
It's a touchdown by Nick.
He scores! Keith Primo is able to win it, and the Flyers win the touchdown.
Can he get it off? Yes! And the Sixers win it!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back down to Billy Pistol's Basement Saloon for this week's Thursday live show. A lot of fun content for you tonight. Apologize if I have a little scratchier voice, fighting a little sickness.
But
But
I'm gonna scoot over a little bit, Jay, make sure I don't get sick.
exactly. But
I'm
as they
still
say, show
enjoying-
must go on.
Hey, I'm gonna enjoy some beers for you. So
Yeah,
cheers with your water.
I got a delicious Wegmans spring water.
You gotta love that. Cheers, buddy.
Exactly.
Hope you're feeling
Got
better
to
soon.
love that. No, I appreciate it. That's just something we're battling. We'll get through it. It'll be just fine. But a lot of really fun stuff to talk with everybody about. Some breaking news that we've teased for the past couple of weeks. We're really looking forward to telling people all about that, which is, look, if you like free Phillies games and free beer,
Who doesn't love those?
I mean, this is going to be the news for you. But no, really looking forward to getting into it with everybody. Obviously, around 8:45, 8:50, we'll open up the call and text in line. So looking forward to hearing from you all about your thoughts on everything. Look, like, even though spring training's just getting started and Eagles off season's well underway, like, there's still a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
we're in a lull with overall watching games, but there has been nothing short of breaking news pretty much every week.
And the big thing right now is there's so much speculation swirling. Everybody's talking about everything. We need to break that down. We need to talk about what things have traction, what's just kind of smoke and mirrors, whose agent is kind of puffing everyone up to make a bid or pass on this player, or do we get Hassan Reddick back?
Yeah, I mean, look, we already talked about that. Like, the Eagles are playing it right. Like, in this scenario, it's a contract year. It's a player that obviously talked about, wanting an extension. He came out and talked to our friend Jordan Schultz over at Bleacher Report. Excellent reporting by him about his desire to stay in Philly for the rest of his career. He loves it here. Some of his best footballs have been played here. He's a Philly guy,
He's a
Temple
Philly kid.
alum.
I mean,
Like,
he's born and raised.
Oh, yeah. So he wants to be here. And look, the Eagles are doing it right. They're saying, like, hey, man, like, we're not so sure we're on the same page here. Why don't you go and find out what it is that you'd get paid out there?
Absolutely.
And if it's something that they feel comfortable with, yeah, they're going to pay him. Like, they want to keep him. We're looking at
it's a very good faith move to say, if you think that you're worth more than we do, please go ahead.
Prove it to us. And then we'll pony
not
up.
even proving it, but like, we're not going to hardball negotiate here with you. Go seek that. If you want to have these meetings, these conversations, we're not going to hold it against you. Your offer doesn't come down from us. We're telling you this is where we're at.
Yeah.
If you think that you can get better, go do it.
No, and obviously
if it turns out you can't, we're still here, going to give you that same amount of money and happy to have you back.
Yeah, and we've got plenty to talk about with people currently under contract in Philadelphia, as Scott Boras is certainly ruffling a few feathers as it pertains to Bryce Harper. But, like, obviously, if you have any thoughts on any of these things, light us up in the comments here. If you're watching on Facebook, just be sure to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to allow your comments to be shown. We definitely want to hear from all of you. Obviously, we're going to be opening up the text line here shortly, probably around 8:45, 8:50. Love for you to call and give your thoughts on everything. But look, I can't really hold in, the breaking news anymore. I mean,
what piece do you want to start with?
Well, I think we got to start off with what's in the top corner of the stream right here. For people that know, like, that's a new logo going up there.
Yeah,
so
we have a new partner that we are very proud to announce.
Exactly. We've partnered up with our friends over at Tackle Up. It's a fishing lifestyle and apparel brand.
Yeah.
Definitely want to check them out over at tackleup.net. Great people over there. Like, we love supporting small businesses. My family has a small business, has two small businesses. It's something that we always hold near and dear to us, that we'd love to partner up with them, help promote them, help us grow, help them grow, just a collaborative effort and everything. So really looking forward to getting this relationship started with Tackle Up.
Yeah, and Jake, this is a Delaware company. I know you and your family down in Bethany.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my family, we've been down in Bethany for a long time too. They're opening up brick and mortar
right on Garfield.
Right on Garfield.
Like the street of Bethany Beach.
You don't have to go all the way to South Bethany, or you don't have to go down Ocean View. This is easily accessible.
Yeah, right off of Route 1. You're passing the totem pole. You're going in. You're stopping in for Fisher's Popcorn. You might as well stop in over at Talkin. Looking to open up sometime here in early April.
That's what they're saying. Early April. So, their online store is up now.
Exactly. You see the website on the bottom, tacklup.net. I mean, their apparel, we're going to be wearing it here soon. We've already ordered a bunch of merch.
Oh, we have a lot coming.
We've got, dozens of shirts coming. Really looking forward to wearing them because look, like we know we got the Sunday package and we're going to be breaking some more news about that here in a second.
Yeah.
Love the day games, but they get hot.
They get hot.
Like you're sitting out in the sun. We had to move our seats actually into the shade because of just the time that we spent in the sun. But either way, we're at the tailgates bright and early. We're going to be there bright and early this year.
And let me ask you this, Jake. When you're walking into a Phillies game, the last thing that you're thinking about is probably sunscreen in your pocket. You don't want to sit on that tube, blast out. It's horrible.
No, you
don't bring that. You always forget it. These shirts, they are what are
UPF protective, 50 plus UPF protective. So you're not getting anything through that shirt.
Yeah, lightweight, long sleeve. You want to roll these sleeves up, you want to pull them up a little bit. Comfortable.
Yeah, everybody knows the fishing shirt material. It's that super comfy, super breathable material. You throw it under your jersey, just like you've got on right now.
Doing the same thing.
I mean, you throw it under your jersey. It's breathable. You're feeling great. You're looking great. And look, for somebody like they know fishing is one of my passions.
Yeah.
Like I like to team up with people like DOS, wonderful sponsor. We're super happy to continue a great partnership with them. I've had friends and family go there, so I have a connection there.
Yeah.
Fishing, love Bethany, grew up there since I was a child. Got this big scar in my eyebrow when I fell and smashed my head open.
Was that skimboarding? Yeah, skimboarding accident.
I've got plenty of skimboarding injuries, that's for sure. But no, super excited to be partnered up with Tackle Up. For anybody that's going to the Philly Boat Show, we're going to be giving away 10 tickets to the Philly Boat Show as well. So be sure to follow our socials. If you're interested in going to that, just hit us up. We're more than happy to send you that way, but they're going to have their own tent.
Yeah. Tackle Up has their own setup at the Philly Boat Show. And that's this upcoming month. It's a great time. I believe it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I believe it's 15th to 17th. I'm gonna double check right here, but I'm almost positive it's 15th to 17th at the Philly Convention Center. I'm pretty sure they always do all the big things over there. Yeah, March 15th to 17th. Great time. You really want to go down and check out all the boats there, all the fishing gear and everything. But it's really worth it. And if you're there and you see the Tackle Up booth, stop by, let them know that we sent you. Hopefully we're going to be teaming up with them, maybe get you a little discount on something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But either way, they'd love to see you, love to tell you a little bit more about their brand. They've got a lot of fun things coming too.
And definitely go check out the website. They have a lot of different patterns, logos. They have they have different colors for these shirts, different sizes. They have a women's line. I know it's tough to get my wife out on a fishing boat sometimes, but when she goes, she enjoys it, and they cater to everybody here. In addition to their shirts, they have hats. They got a sunglass partnership. They're going to have hoodies. They're going to have the full gamut here.
No, exactly.
It's definitely a brand that you want to check out. It's very reasonably priced, and it's just awesome. So I'm happy that they're on board with us. And
can't wait to continue to work with them. Have a lot of fun things planned for the tailgates and everything. But obviously, we talked about the Philly Sunday games. They're warm. They're hot. We've kind of teased this for the last couple of weeks. We are extremely excited to announce that we have purchased a completely additional Sunday ticket package for the Phils. Not Sunday ticket, the DirecTV or whatever.
No, this is
the NFL package. The Phillies Sunday package, Sunday plan, if you will, exclusively using for giveaways.
Yeah.
So now it won't be. We usually did once a month. Now every Sunday home game, we are going to be giving away tickets to listeners, to fans. That we always love to do something like a theme to them, where we do it to teachers, where we do it to veterans,
and kinds of things. This is 2 tickets.
Yes,
this
a pair
is
of tickets
plus 1.
Yep.
And this is 14 games. There are 14 chances
Yeah.
to walk into that stadium and see.
And that's just the regular season. With that, we're not going to be using the opportunity to buy postseason tickets just for an opportunity to make money and resell them the secondary market.
No, we're not reselling those.
We're going to be giving away postseason tickets as well in those same seats. So we're extremely excited to announce that. I mean, we already have said we're the podcast of the people. Yeah. Like, I have yet to see a podcast, at least in this area, that's doing as much giveaways, doing as much charity work and everything. that Talkin 2 and 5 is doing. So we're really excited to be doing that, to be getting people at the games. I love seeing the pictures that people post when we get to send to the games. They're bringing their daughter to their first game.
Oh yeah,
they're bringing their son. They're bringing their family.
Or it might be a date. I mean, this might be someone's second date, and that's a memorable experience.
Exactly. And on top of that,
Philadelphia sports is just so memorable in general, and being able to give back and to share with our audience these 2 tickets, whether you're a first-time attendee or you've been to 100 games already, we want to send you there. We want you to enjoy the same things that we enjoy. And I want you to see a Bryce Harper home run.
Exactly. I mean, we got guys in the comments here. I know we were able to send you out to a game last year. It was awesome. We're hoping to send you another one this year. I mean, we're extremely excited to have all these opportunities. Yeah. And with that, there's going to be even extra on it. We did the postseason free beer tailgate. We're bringing that back for every single Sunday game this year.
Full time.
Every single Sunday game, we're going to be doing a free beer tailgate. Every game we're at, including the postseason and everything, where we're going to be out there slinging beers, slinging a good time. Look, obviously, drink responsibly. Obviously, we're going to be checking IDs. But look, we got a big speaker going. We have music. We set up the whole stage where we got the live show going. Hopefully, our friend Tim Furlong over at NBC 10 can swing by, check us out, get us on the news.
Games going.
Oh, yeah.
Cornhole. We have
we had drinking games going last year in the postseason that people were loving. Beer dice.
What's the new the thing on the chip golf thing? With
the bucket
Velcro
golf?
balls.
Yeah, man, we're going to have a lot of games.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some stuff. So
exactly.
It's going to be fun.
Exactly. No, I mean, look, forever grateful and thankful. Look, what a guy. Yeah. Can't wait to get sent out to another game. Like, our main thing is the bigger we get, we're just going to be putting it back into helping the people. Like the more sponsors, the more partnerships that we have, we're going to be looking to reinvest it. We're going to be looking into Flyers season ticket packages. We're going to be looking into the Sixers. Obviously, Eagles, that's going to be pretty difficult.
Yes.
But if we can get a game or two and have like a big giveaway, we're going to do it.
I mean, we're going to be in the Eagles parking lot.
Oh yeah, this year we're going to be doing the Eagles tailgates as well. Same kind of thing.
Are me and you going to be able to afford to enter the stadium maybe a couple times a year? But we know Eagles tickets are pricey. We're going to have that presence, Jake.
Yeah,
we're looking to make this a podcast for the people.
Exactly.
And that starts March 31st. The
March
first 31st.
Sunday.
We will be there. Game. We hope to see you there.
If you're there, if you're in the area, if you want to come by and grab a free drink, looking forward to seeing you. Come on down. You know where we're at. We're at the G lot. Or as Sean calls it, the G spot.
The G spot.
So we're going to be there tickling the G spot, just having a great time. Looking forward to see you there. And obviously, we've run into some times where the G lot's closed or it doesn't open exactly on time. So be sure to follow on the socials. Be sure to have the notifications on, especially on game day, because we update as soon as we move lots. We let them know, hey, new location. This is where we're at. Yeah, so definitely want to follow
where we are. We hope that you can find us and make sure that you have that enabled so that if in the event that happens, you know where to find us.
Exactly. But no, I mean, that's something we've been really excited to announce. We bought the tickets today. They are in our inbox. We have them ready to give away. So in the next week or so, probably wait a little bit closer to game time. We don't want to have people sitting waiting for a drawing a month out in advance.
Yeah.
But, a couple weeks before March 31st, the first Sunday game, we're going to be posting a giveaway out and telling you how to get all that. Philly Dogs, our boy, free beer tailgates. He's there. We're going to be doing the NovaCare takeover again with him next year because why not? Too much negativity. You've seen A.J. Brown obviously respond to it. Whether it's A.J. Brown, whether it's not A.J. Brown, he's allegedly hacked his Twitter. But he's he's in no rush getting the guy off of his Twitter. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He's letting the guy cook her a little bit as he posted on his Instagram. But really excited to announce that and hoping that we can just continue to give more and more. And last thing on the giveaways for people that don't know, we've got as of last week, it was 2/15 day, February 15th.
Yep.
We're doing a $215 giveaway on our socials. It's right now. It's on our Twitter and Instagram. So check out on there on how to enter. It's very easy. It's completely free. The drawing is going to be March 1st. Everybody can use $215.
Yeah.
Like we'll just Venmo it to you, PayPal, Cash App. We've got all the
whatever your preferred method of delivery is. I'll tape it to a carrier pigeon.
Exactly. But look, it's free money.
Yeah. Sign up. Like, share.
Yeah,
all this stuff. It's super easy, and $215 is a pretty nice dinner.
Oh yeah, nice dinner. You're filling your car up for a month.
Yeah.
You're doing you can do a lot with $215 that you just were like, hey, now I don't have to worry about that this month. So looking forward to doing that and doing more things. But look, you're wearing the jersey. There's a big controversy around the jersey now. The MLBPA actually put out a statement specifically about the pants. Okay. First, it was the jerseys. You're hearing all kinds of crap about them. Now we've got see-through pants.
Yeah,
The MLB is rocking see-through pants.
I mean, I imagine that there's a certain section of the fandom that's going to like that. Most people don't want see-through pants on professional athletes, including professional athletes.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're playing in the rain all the time. They're getting hot out there.
They're stepping in. They're saying, "Hey, this is clearly a quality control issue. You didn't test these.
We have sources inside the situation that are saying that Fnatic and MLB did not have a single quality control team.
Oh, I believe it.
And now they are realizing that little too late, and it's going to be too late to really change anything. Like they're going to have to do something with the pants, but the jerseys are what the jerseys are right now.
True. Yeah. Well, that's the hope is the pants. Are we just rocking these day one?
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You
I
really
mean, look,
can't.
like you hear Rob Manfred, the one of, if not the worst commissioners in all professional sports, talking about how, their main focus is on player comfortability, on making something that's, more beneficial for the players and everything. You cannot have these out there as your game in and game out uniform. Not only do they look terrible, but the price point hasn't changed at all. No. Like you're still charging people for the on-field jerseys $400. It's for crap, for garbage. I mean, all of the patches went from stitched on to just these rubber plastic patches.
Yeah, I mean, I have the patch right here.
Yeah,
the World
stitched
Series,
on,
very nice.
The whole patch is just like
you can fuss with it. You don't feel like it's gonna go anywhere. These new patches, and the NFL kind of did that with the Super Bowl patches. Those rubber iron-on or plastic, whatever, and you can see that the quality degrades over time. Jake, if you're plunking $400 into something, you're hoping that that's a quality garment that's going to last.
Yeah.
When I buy a jacket, that $400 jacket better last me 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be looking at guys this year buying Jimmy Rollins jerseys, Ryan Howard jerseys. You're not going to be seeing the new Trey Turner jerseys being bought, new Harper, because why would you waste your money on this garbage? And are you super excited to hear that Fnatic is taking over the NHL next year?
Fantastic.
So can't wait to see. In the NHL, that's like a heavier duty jersey.
That is.
They call it a sweater for a reason.
I mean,
it is thick.
You've seen a lot of my jerseys.
Yeah,
I mean, those things are warm. Those things are well made. And we're going.
That is not going to be the case.
No, it's gonna be lightweight. And that's the cool thing about going to a Flyers game is you can wear like a light sweatshirt or a t-shirt and throw a sweater on.
Oh yeah,
you're comfortable in a refrigerated arena. These new jerseys, some of these new ones, you don't feel like you're as warm, and especially
the new ones are like they're still fine now, but once Fnatic takes over, they're going to be garbage.
Yes,
I mean, I'm hoping this is a wake up call to everybody over there at Fanatics and to these major sports leagues that are saying like, hey, we obviously can't cut the corner here, and we're like, what are you cutting the corner for? These are multi-billion-dollar industries, and they're trying to just nickel and dime everybody at every turn.
Sales, like, I don't know. A funny Fnatic story for you. My wife and I ordered some gear. I guess it was towards the beginning of the Eagles season. We received Yankees. What was the round that they bowed out of? We received 2 T-shirts.
Yankees divisional series.
Yeah,
t-shirts.
we ordered a hat, and she got some Eagles yoga pants or something like that. And they gave us 2 Yankees T-shirts. Emailed them, was like, hey, this is what's going on. They were like, oh, do you want to send those back? No, I'm going to light those on fire and you can give me my actual order.
Exactly. Like, no, I'm not going to go through the process of sending you back.
I definitely don't want Yankee stuff. We waited long enough, and I hope that they figure it out. I really do, because it's just not a good situation.
No, it's really not. So it's a shame that that's happened and everything. Sticking with the Phillies, want to hear your thoughts. And obviously, if you're tuned in and want to give your thought on anything, you see the banner at the bottom. Why did Nike stop making them? Technically, these are Nike jerseys through Fnatic. They're not, though.
No,
they're really not. Like, there's articles out there that are putting the blame on Nike. It's all on Fnatic. Like, that's the issue. They're cheap. They're awful material. They literally look like something you'd buy off Temu or Wish.
Yeah. And you know that a big company like Fnatic is shopping around. They're trying to find a bulk deal on this production here.
Exactly. Well, we've got John down in Bethany. John, first of all, want to hear your thoughts on us teaming up with Tackle Up. I know you're going to be down there in Bethany. You going to stop in their location once they open up here in a month and a half?
Talking 215 Night Live. Yeah, we're representing down in Bethany Beach, Delaware.
There we go.
Love it. Love it.
Delaware Valley is a huge following in our area, so definitely might grab a cheesesteak at High Stakes. Very underrated, by the way. I would mention that last week. I did some pondering on the cheesesteak debate you guys were doing last week. So
I guess we got to add it to the list.
Yeah.
Jake still has Capriati's in his
Look,
top three.
Capriati's is the top three. Right as of right now, I still haven't tried some of the haymakers. I'm going next Saturday to we're going either to Angelo's or John's Roast Pork. Both are haymakers.
A lot of good feedback on both of those.
Possibly we'll bump Capriati's. But as of right now, Capriati's is 3. Capriati's makes a great cheesesteak.
Top 3.
Exactly.
Currently.
Oh yeah. So John, we're talking a lot of things. We're talking all of these reports coming out about the Eagles locker room being terrible, but that's super unreliable sources. We're talking about the awful product that the MLB and Fanatic is putting out. And we're obviously talking about us partnering up with Tackle Up, a Bethany-owned business. So we're hoping to do some even more work down in Bethany and everything. Yeah. But what are your thoughts on any of this?
Let's talk about the Eagles first. I've seen a lot of reports. The running back has flooded social media, flooded the sports websites about the Derrick Henrys, the Jacobs, Josh Jacobs, and the
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley's a big one.
And Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, and you guys might have been hearing something differently. I think the Mormon Missile came out and said that Britton Covey said that it was just that it was just the disagreements with the coaching staff and stuff like that, and some players had different ideas about how things should have been done. But I think it was a lot of things. When you look at that Buffalo game, we mentioned this last week, that Buffalo game was a turning point. Something happened in that game when Elliott made that field goal. You saw some of the faces on the sideline being like, damn, is that great, shaking his head? Or it's like, damn, we got outplayed this game. We got to go out there and win it in overtime, and luckily they did. But that moment, I saw on the faces on the sidelines, something changed. That we're like, we're overachieving, we're burned out, we're playing flawed football for most of the year, but we keep on pulling out these wins that we shouldn't be getting. And I think it all came to a head the next few weeks. It just kept getting worse and worse until they were in quicksand. And then let's face it, guys, you guys both know that this season was a hell of a murderer's row.
Yeah.
I mean, we had one of the hardest seasons and the worst times of the week. Monday night games, night games.
Yeah,
we were all over the place, flying around.
Oh yeah. No, short rest. I mean, the one positive thing was I love when a bye is like directly in the middle of the season.
Yes.
I think that's perfect. But like that's about it. We had short rest a lot of times, that even if we had won the division or the wild card round, we would have been the short rest team there because we played the Monday night wild card game. We had a day less of rest compared to anybody else. And then you hear that we're opening our season in Brazil this year. Like there's a lot of things
that is a big question mark for me.
Yeah, I hate the international games. Brazil makes a little bit more sense because it's somewhat of a neutral time zone. Yeah. But when you're sending players over to London, over to Germany, like it's what a crock of shit. It's a money grab.
And those games in Mexico City that they were playing for a little bit, and then the NFL was like, "Hey, your stadiums are terrible. They can't even use the practice facility. They don't know what condition we have going down there."
You guys realize this is going to be a home game. I mean,
it takes away a home game from us. Yeah, got it. You hate it.
And not only that, we're playing the Browns. That's the rumor right now. We're playing the Browns.
Yeah.
Who's a playoff team who carried momentum. They're getting Watson back. I mean, it's not going to be a gimme. And listen, it's a lot of different things while the locker room went sour, and a lot of it had to do with, I would say, exhaustion with the players, hard to schedule. The two brand new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinators who really were over their head and they were out of their depth. I also think that, the offensive line has been exhausted. Kelsey, every time they would go for the Philly push.
Yeah, I mean, he took a beating. He had eight people laying on top of him.
Every time a guy says that, F my life, I mean, they use that play all the time.
I mean, why not? It's a guaranteed yard, at least, so why not?
Yeah.
The only way they stopped it is when
they tried to rip off Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, when they tried to rip his head off. But no, I mean, you make good points. I think really what it comes down to is coaching and scheme. I mean, the lack of adjustments is what really sank this ship. You saw the same thing against the blitz, game in and game out. All Jalen Hurts saw was asses and elbows. He had no hot reads. He had no quick routes. It was a long developing play every single time. everything was outside of the numbers. Nothing was in between the hashes. They abandoned the run too early. It was a very stubborn play calling. You just had no adjustments, and you had the defense out there for 75% of games getting gassed. And you had guys that just underperformed. Like nobody would go into the season and say, yeah, you know what? James Bradbury is going to be a bottom 10 corner in the entire NFL. Hey, you know what? Some of our defense, like Brandon Graham, bless his heart, he's 35 years old, but like you had him get 11 sacks last year and had like 3-4 sacks this year. Like,
you guys know, we were not getting to the quarterback the last 7 games of the year. Our pass rusher wasn't coming home.
But we had no linebackers. I mean, we had an awful. We switched to Matt Patricia midseason. Like it was just, it was a culmination. It was a culmination of just terrible things, and it was one of the all-time collapses in sports history. I mean, a team 10-1 to finish 11-6. That's a travesty. That's just embarrassing. That's not Philadelphia, and so it's just
and a team to make the Super Bowl the previous season, retaining a lot of the pieces.
To
come back and have a embarrassing first round loss in the playoffs.
No, and you hear all these.
All three of us know that after that first game, none of us felt good after that win against the Patriots. Something was wrong. Something was missing. We were playing flawed football, and it finally caught up to us. And I didn't think it would, but it did.
No, I mean, we were all saying the same thing all season long, that they're just like, you went from 2 seasons ago where the first 7 weeks they won in 7 different ways. I mean, they legitimately won by passing the ball, running the ball, Jalen running the ball, passing it deep. Defense took over the game. Like they won in so many different ways. It seemed like even when they were 10-1, there was the Dolphins game and the Bucks game were the only 2 games where you're like, all right, they're playing good football.
Yeah.
And the rest was, you're like, wow, this all-star offense is doing about what you'd expect, maybe a little bit less, and the defense had to come up clutch every week. I mean, you had how many games that you relied on a sack in the last drive? Like the Eagles never put the game on ice. They never put the game away.
Those first 10, 11 games, I almost didn't watch the first quarter. After the first 3 or 4 games, I was like, okay, I'm just not going to watch the first quarter. I know we're going to go down. I know I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to get annoyed, and it's going to freak me out. I'm going to tune in close to halftime. And then when we're down 2 scores, I'm going to pray that Jalen does Jalen things and makes a comeback. And
guys, if you remember, I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but if you remember the last 2 seasons where the Eagles had a lot of success, we had one big thing, and it was a pounding hammer on that running back of the offense. We had a guy that was a big back.
It's a popular thought. We need a power back. It's a popular thought.
Power back. I mean, Jordan Howard, LeGarrette Blunt, guys that could just. I'm talking about like a road grader that would make the opposing defense says, "Oh shit, man, how are we going to shut down this offensive line, that guy?"
And that's
give the ball to Jordan Mailata.
Well, and that's a great segue because
it's how the Giants won it. It's how the Pittsburgh with the bus. I mean, you got to have a hammer.
Yeah,
you really do.
Well, and as you posed at the beginning of your call, this running back market.
Do not go and get any of the guys we named. Don't get Henry, Eckler, Barkley.
The reason that all of these guys are becoming free agents is because most of them have been franchise tagged.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL
teams aren't paying running backs right now.
No, and the blueprint's out for the NFL.
And the Eagles,
you draft a running back, you use him. You run the tread off of his tires and you let him go and you draft another one.
And it's the Howie Roseman is not going to be the man that pays a running back 12,
we have so many needs. We have so many needs, and offense is not one of them right now.
Now,
like there are needs on offense.
Do you guys think that we could get like a power guy or a hammer for like a 1-year deal, like we did LeGarrette Blunt for cheap?
Yeah, I mean, if that's out there, sure.
We could have Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley at $4 million for 1 year.
Yeah,
I'd say go do it,
but you're not. You're not getting.
No, they're going to want $9 to $10 million a year. We know this, but honestly, with the running back market saturated in free agency on, was it March 7th is the opening of the season?
I believe 13th.
13th, okay.
So it might be the 7th.
You play the long game like Howie's done in the past. You wait until June, July, sneak in there if a guy's hanging.
Yeah, for those positions. Yes. I agree for those positions. For your big needs, you got to jump early. Like for linebacker, apparently there's reports coming out that the linebacker position is going to be one that Howie is taking more seriously than ever before. whether it be through free agency, whether it be through the draft. Reports are like a Vic Fangio defense is predicated on 2 solid athletic linebackers. Right now we have 0. So they're gonna need to go out and really focus on that. But no, I'm with you. If you're in July, if you're in August and there's still a big name running back out there and you're like, hey, look, man, we'll let you come in here, but this is what we're going to pay you. And it's going to be on a 1 year prove it.
You got to compete. You got to compete. If we re-sign Swift for hopefully cheap, if he's not going to cost an arm and leg, then do it.
I'd be fine bringing Swift back.
Three-headed running back, 3-headed monster. It's worked in the past with the Earth, Wind, and Fire with Giants, and they had Jacobs, Ward, and oh God, I can't. Bradshaw. I mean, it works with the 3-headed monster, especially against with our offensive line. But one quick topic about the Eagles, guys. Everybody is throwing our cornerbacks under the bus. People are forgetting that most of our corners had minimal experience coming into this season, but have tremendous upside. Plus, we're getting Isaiah Rodgers.
Isaiah Rodgers is the only one I'm excited about. I mean, But
let me tell you, man, Ringo looked good. I mean, he looked good for. He didn't have any safety.
He did not.
Safeties were a joke.
I don't know if I could say he looked good. He looked good in flashes. He certainly looked good in flashes. And then
he's 21 years old.
I'm not saying we have a very, very young cornerback room. And John, I really appreciate the call and the listen and everything. We've got a very young cornerback room, and there's a lot of excitement. Like he said, Isaiah Rodgers, I'm excited about. I mean, he was ranked as the second best slot corner in the NFL before his suspension. And obviously, Avonte Maddox, we've seen the best availability in a player, or the best ability in a player is availability. So we really enjoy, or we really don't love the fact that he's just been out for so long every single season. He seems to be missing time.
Said, they're good in flashes. I guess we can attribute part of this to the system that they're playing in, going to Matt Patricia at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're at a deficit.
Yeah, I mean,
we know we've talked about the defense being out there too long, but are you very excited about this corner situation? No, not really.
No, I mean, there's a reason why most mock drafts have the Eagles taking a corner in the first round.
Exactly.
Like there's a handful of high end corners. I mean, again, prospects are prospects. You don't know what they are until they're in the NFL and you see them out there in the game, and you really can't even grade a prospect until early. John, I hate cutting you off, but we got to be at least resemble somewhat of a semblance to a radio show. So you're gonna have to see, but obviously Bradbury's a guy you're gonna have to move on from. Avonte Maddox might be a guy that gets, I haven't looked into his cap situation, but he was a guy that was extended a couple of years ago. He's probably a guy you can get away from if Isaiah Rodgers really impresses in training camp. And I love Avonte. We said on the pod countless times, Avonte Maddox is the best slot corner in the NFL, and now he's just not because he's never out there.
Well, and the name of the game is dancing around the salary cap.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very proven if you have a good corner, if you have a good linebacker, if you have a good quarterback that you don't feel super comfortable about, another team is going to give them top dollar because another team is going to value that good corner as an upgrade.
Yeah.
They're paying for upgrades.
I mean, nobody's going to value James Bradbury at the price point that he's at. I mean, he's going to be getting a lot of money here over the next 2 years. It's going to have to be something where it's a post June 1st trade or cut. Yeah. And then even then we're going to be eating money. Even if we trade him, we're going to have to retain a portion of that salary. But sticking in the secondary, Kevin Byard's a guy I've somewhat flipped on. Where I was like, obviously his current contract, no, he's not on the team. They can open up $13 million in cap space by cutting him.
Well, and the salary cap this year is going up $8 million.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a Fletcher Cox situation where they move on from him and then sign him right back.
Yes.
Like where it's like, hey, under this contract, you're not playing on this team, but we'll cut you and sign you the next day under a new contract because he's not a $13.5 million safety.
I mean, Fletcher is my favorite Eagle.
I'm Fletcher's gone. I'm sorry to tell you, Fletcher's gone.
I hope he's.
I'm talking about the situation last year where they cut him for a day and re-signed him. They're going to do that with Kevin Byard. Unfortunately, Fletcher Cox is gone.
I mean, if I was the GM of the Eagles, I would pay him until he's 94 years.
Yeah, but that's a lot of the problem. Like, there's players you have to keep around. And there's players that look, man, at some point we got to move on from you. Like, I would hate for BG to play on any other team.
Yeah.
But if he is dead set, and I have no idea, BG is a great guy. I think everybody in the fan base loves him. But if he's dead set on, I need $8 to $10 million, and he already said next year he is his last year. He plans for it to be his last year, his farewell tour. But if he says no, I need $10 million, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, man. Like in my mind, you're a $5 million player.
No, I agree.
I'm not going to do something silly just to keep people happy, just to keep an all-time. He is an all-time Eagle, but I'm not going to overpay just to keep him in here. We've done that too many times. I'm like, look, we should have done that with Dawkins. Like you saw, he still had he still had gas in the tank. Yeah. But like you saw Brandon Graham take a big step back this year. He's another year older. Again, I would love to keep him. I would love for him to be an Eagle if the price is right. And like you heard, we had what's her name calling the other week saying that the too many times in Philadelphia sports they hold on to players for too long, and she was actually saying they wanted them to move on from Jason Kelce. Well, I think she's dead wrong in that area. I mean, he's first team All Pro. Like, Florida he's still got he's the best center in football right now. Yes, and so like you give him $10 million on a 1-year contract. Yeah, if he's willing to play.
If they play 1 year to 1 year, and that's the tricky part is these athletes when they get closer to the end of their career, they're not looking for 1-year deals. Most of them, they want another 3. No,
Jason Kelce is certainly going to be a 1-year deal if he comes back. Brandon Graham would be a 1-year deal if he was to come back. Lane Johnson is the annual restructure. They extend and restructure every single year. So looking forward to in the summer to hear about the Lane Johnson restructure. And Howie is a wizard with the cap, not Cowie's a wizard with the hat. He's a wizard with it. Like he's going to figure it out to open up our space to be able to go after guys. The big debate is, do you go after a Patrick Queen or do you try to save money and go after 2 good linebackers for the price of 1 very good linebacker? Yeah. And
that depends on your need. Do you think that
there's too many needs on defense to go all in on Patrick Queen?
Do you feel like we're 1 good linebacker away? Really good linebacker away, or could we just spread that money around? Could we get 2?
I mean, look at our DNs right now. Brandon Graham's probably gone. Yeah. Or if he's not, that's one of our DNs. And then you have Hassan Reddick, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat. Who else of note is on there? There isn't any other line or defensive end of note. Like that's now a need because Nolan Smith did not show enough in his rookie season. He had 1 sack. He showed flashes at the end, like John brought up with.
They were talking about him being
they said he was going to be their 10th pick if Jalen Carter wasn't there.
Yeah,
imagine how bad that pick would have been.
That would have been horrible. That would have been graded.
But again, I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I said just 15 minutes ago, you can't grade a draft for at least 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
He could still turn it on. I mean, you heard Brandon Graham at the beginning of his career. Oh, all-time draft bust. Now he's a phenomenal pick. They were like comparing him to Earl Thomas. He's ahead of Earl Thomas. Like he's a phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete, phenomenal teammate, not teammate. Man, fumbling with this sore throat with this
all right, Jake, so we don't have the schedule, but we have our opponents.
Yeah. I mean, that's been out for a little while now.
Yep. So let's rip through it. Yes or no, win or lose. We know.
I mean, this is way too early, but I'm gonna answer win with a lot of
snap judgments. So we're gonna start with the Browns.
That's a win.
Okay.
They're gonna Deshaun Watson is gonna regret ever returning from. I mean, he should be in prison, and they're gonna make him wish that he was in prison.
All right, number 2, Cowboys at home.
You're winning the home game against the Cowboys.
All right. Giants at home.
You're winning against the Giants.
And then good old Washington.
You're winning against the Commanders at home.
Perfect. We have Falcons.
You're winning against the Falcons at home.
All right.
You're winning against the Panthers at home.
Winning the Panthers.
You're winning against the Jags at home.
Jags.
Packers, I have as a surprise loss.
Surprise loss. All right. We're 7 of 8 right now.
Steelers, you're winning at home.
Steelers. All right. And then we go to the away.
Cowboys, you're losing away.
Okay.
Giants, you're winning away. Commanders, you're winning away. Bucks, you're winning away. Rams, LA away is Philly 2.0. We take over that stadium. That's an extra home game. For the game we're losing in Brazil, we're gaining a home game in LA. You're beating LA. You're losing to the Ravens. You're losing to the Bengals. You're beating the Saints. So that's a 14-3 season. Right. I mean, right now they're a 14-3 team.
Yeah.
But again, this is the way too early. We've got a lot to talk about. Whit Merrifield. We're going to talk about the Flyers regaining that momentum. 3-1 victory last night. Yeah. We're talking about spring training. First game is on Saturday. We're talking about Kyle Lowry making his debut tonight. Sixers obviously really struggling right now against a good Knicks team. We've got a lot more to talk about, but it's fun. Like Eagles is a 24/7, 365 topic. You know what I mean? You're talking about it.
There's always things that come out that we want to talk about, and it's a lot more public and open than
But hey, while I said that, pulling it up, Tyrese Maxey through 3.5 quarters, 35 points on 50% shooting, 4 out of 10 from 3. I mean, Tyrese Maxey, he's better than Damian Lillard right now. Like people that are clamoring, trade the farm for Damian Lillard. He's outperforming Damian Lillard throughout the season. Buddy Hield's having another solid night from 3. They brought the game back to within 9. And then Kyle Lowry, 4 of 6. 1 of 2 in 21 minutes. He's got 9 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Like,
You don't hate
that's
it.
fine for people that were like, "Oh, that's so stupid." Again, my point was Kyle Lowry is better than the worst player on your team, so he makes the team better.
Yes.
Like, if you compare anybody you bring in, are they better than the worst player that's currently on your team? Right now, Kyle Lowry is. Right now, Kelly Oubre is struggling. 0 for 3 from the 3-point line, but 5 of 13 on the field. Like, there's positives come out of this, but again, without Joel Embiid, this is probably a 7 seed in the East in a division that is strong, but really, like, they are a completely different team. Without, I mean, shocking statement of the century. Without the best player in the NBA, the team's not as good.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, Jake. Without
And
your
just like
driver,
that, they're
you can't
down
hit
11.
the ball as far.
Exactly.
It's
Here's a guy that goes faster when he runs.
right. Got to walk before you can run.
Exactly.
And that's what this team's trying to do. They're trying to hold it together. They're trying to maintain. They can't do exactly the win pace that they had, but
no.
If
they can hold on to a 6 seed and Joel comes back, I like their odds with Joel against the Cavs, against the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are just a awful team right now.
Well, and
with
as
Glenn
we heard
Rivers
from,
leading them.
Good old Doc Mesa, the timetable, the recovery process of
I mean, he returned to practice, not actually practicing, but he was in the practice facility last week.
I mean, he's getting the PT in that he needs.
They're going to start ramping him up here shortly.
And
I'm sure of it.
We can only hope that this process is handled delicately. We want him to be full health when he returns to the court. We don't want to rush him back, because the worst thing that can happen is you rush him back. We're in a comfortable 6th, maybe 7th seed, and he's going to re-injure himself. We all knew last postseason, when he's being rested.
As
for
long as they
injury
can avoid the
concerns.
play-in, don't really put him out there all that much.
Yeah.
As long as you avoid the play-in, don't put him out there all that much. Get him out there enough to get his conditioning back. Get him out there enough to get his legs under him, but don't go going crazy with it. Like, he's an all-generational player. He's one of the most dominant centers the NBA has ever seen, and I'll stand behind that statement. And you've seen these bigger guys, like all these bigger, not like you see the tall guys that are lanky, Manute Bol. Like, these are tall guys, but they're lanky. And for whatever reason, they seem to, I don't know. Either way, these tall guys break down.
Yes.
You see it all the time with these 7+ footers. They break down quick.
Well,
and Joel's just one of the falling under that same category.
It's true. I mean, Joel's body is a lot different than me and you. The stressors, the forces that are putting on.
He's quite literally double.
Yes. And like me and you speculating on
I played basketball on Tuesday. My ankle still hurt.
And
I didn't even roll them.
And
it's just hurt from me using them.
And you're about 4 feet shorter than Joel. So can you imagine that downforce, that pressure playing at the professional level? Obviously, professional athletes
jumping higher, running harder.
Oh, it's
more
a
weight
game,
on you.
And we just trust in the 76ers training staff and the head coach. Speaking of great tangent, Doc Rivers is not doing
Glenn
well.
Rivers.
He is
Captain excuses. JJ Redick coming out and just putting him in a body bag.
What are they? 3-10?
They're so bad.
They are crumbling.
There's a great follow on Twitter. It's Embiid, please win, and he has a hilarious thread going right now. It was like Doc Rivers explains how he tried to warn Mufasa about Scar's the attempt to kill him or desire to kill him. Doc Rivers, tried to warn DEA agent Hank Schrader that his brother-in-law was the drug. Like, it's just hilarious. The guy just has an excuse or a story for absolutely everything. And look, taking over team midseason is never easy. But whatever would make you think, and this falls back on Giannis, a guy that just also is a captain of excuses. Whatever would make them think that Glenn Rivers would be the guy that can take over a team midseason.
Exactly.
When you see his track record. JJ Redick said it best. Like, the guy is just overrated. He's never getting the most out of players. He makes an excuse for any situation. He blames his players. And look, I've said it a million times. He's a guy that was carried by all-time talent, and he held them back. He's the Joe Girardi of the NBA. And that's, for those playing at home, that is the B4 on the bingo sheet for when Jake says Glenn Rivers is the Joe Girardi of the NBA.
There you go.
As I've said that many a times. But no, it's like I would love for the Sixers to face off against the Bucks in the first round or second round of the postseason, because I have zero faith that he'll be able to do anything to stop a Joel-led 76ers team. And now that we have some shooters out there, good luck. Flyers, obviously, named Sean Couturier their 20th captain in franchise history. Guy won the Selke in 2020. He was always the guy that really should have been a Selke winner. They just his point production was never there. He was always clearly the number one defensive offenseman in the NHL. He just wasn't winning it because he was like a below 50-point scorer. As soon as he broke that 50-point barrier, they're like, hey, and Sean Couturier wins the Selke.
Yeah.
Like, he is just a great leader. He's been on the team. He's one of the most tenured, if not the most tenured Flyer on the team right now. Very deserving of the C. A lot of guys really respect him on the team. Scott Lawton and Travis Konechny given the A's. Yep. Travis Konechny obviously going on a crazy tear. I mean, you see people commenting, and I don't know how wrong they are when they're saying, look, I understand his points right there, but Travis Konechny should be in the Hart conversation. And I'm not 100% that they're wrong. And obviously I'm not talking about Carter Hart. Yes. I'm talking about the Hart Memorial Trophy.
No, I know you're not.
But there's some listeners. There's some listeners
talking about Carter.
We're not talking about Carter Hart. Lock him up if he's guilty. Anyway, all right. He is. So lock him up.
Yeah.
But Travis Konechny is a guy that really, like, I think I don't think he should win it, but I think that he deserves a conversation in that. I mean, the guy is playing out of his melon right now.
Yeah.
Just playing hockey that we haven't seen. He's playing to the potential that we all thought he had. And he's finally putting it together for what appears to be a full season. You have guys stepping up all over. I love the Jamie Drysdale trade, obviously, just to get rid of Cutter Gauthier. I was happy with almost anything, especially when people that don't understand NHL, he could have left and gotten nothing. He could have redeclared for the draft if he went to 1 year.
He could have just opted out.
Yeah, and so they got something for him, and they got a second-round pick for him. So, and Jamie Drysdale, he's a right-handed defenseman that we've desperately needed. He gets players to go back to their natural position over at left when he's ever has his pairing. He's a young guy. And I've said it, my hot take the day they made that trade, Jamie Drysdale is going to be a better Shane Gostisbehere. He's going to be what we thought Shane Gostisbehere could have been. That's going to be Jamie Drysdale. Remember when I brought up the Sixers and they brought the game back to within 7?
They're
now down 15.
Yeah, they're not within 7 right now.
They are no longer within 7. Really struggling in the absence of guys that we already talked about. So that's going to be pretty much it.
But touching on the Flyers, I like that trade. When the news first came out,
gonna crack into another one.
Yeah, second water.
Got to stay hydrated when you're a little under the weather.
But when you're talking about players that don't want to come to Philadelphia, it's not like we are a veteran-led, old established team. Sure, we have a hard-ass old coach in Torts, and he doesn't know how to lose. He doesn't know how to do anything other than his way. But you have young players. We're kind of rebuilding, and we need everyone buying into what's happening in Philadelphia right now. And Gauthier didn't want to do that. He didn't want to, for whatever reason. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. There was some swirls about family stuff.
No, he was upset because the Flyers said, you're not ready.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it. Bobby Brink, a high-level prospect in our organization.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to play in front of his parents in his hometown. And Tort said, no, you're not ready.
Yeah.
And he said, like, look, yeah, it sucks that he doesn't get to do it, but I'm never going to put somebody out there just because their family's out there. I'm always going to do what I think is best for the team. And they were like, look, man, we think it would benefit you to go to one more year of college. And he was like, screw you. I've been the best player that's on my team and every team I've ever played on. I'm going to be your starting first line center.
And that's not the mentality that we're looking for
when
we rebuild this. I mean,
congratulations. Enjoy your time in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Have fun.
You're just going to languish in higher tax territory in middle of the standings.
Have fun.
Whatever. So I like that move.
I hope he's happy, and I hope he never plays a period of NHL.
Yeah. I mean, we tried to golf today. It's probably a little bit warmer. It would have been nicer if we were in Anaheim.
I did.
But
it was too cold. I wasn't feeling well.
No, I didn't. I tried. Me and Alex tried, and it was miserable. It was just, I would like to be out in the warmer territories.
Yeah,
but
and then you live there for a week, and you're like, yeah, this sucks.
It's horrible. It's maybe that's where he wanted to be. Fine. If he thinks it's a better fit,
we spent about 5 times too much time spending on Cutter Gauthier.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
No, like, look, you see the number there. If you have any thoughts on anything Phillies related, anything, like, we still have to talk about Whit Merrifield. I mean, this is a guy that through 102 games last year was a 300 plus hitter, and that through the last 50 50 games of the season or 60 games of the season. He was a just over 100 hitter. Like he had something change where he just lost his swing. I don't know what caused it, but he's a guy that I foresee to be a game one starter. I don't think that they're going to rush Johan Rojas into there. Like, obviously I would love for Johan to hit spring training. We're going to see on Saturday, the first spring training game. We'd love for these guys to hit the ground running. I'd love for him to earn that spot. I'd love for Christian Pache to earn a spot. But right now, we already went over on Saturday what my projected lineup is for the Phillies. And I'll give it again right now.
Fire it off.
Leading off, Trey Turner at shortstop.
Okay.
Batting second, Bryson Stott. Second base. Batting third, Bryce Harper, first base. Batting fourth, DHing, Kyle Schwarber. Batting fifth, catching, JT Realmuto. Batting sixth, who am I missing here? Oh, batting sixth, third baseman, Alec Bohm. Batting seventh, right fielder, Nick Castellanos. Batting eighth, left fielder, Brandon Marsh. And batting ninth, I have Whit Merrifield. That's my projected game one lineup. And the only real thing I could see changing, barring injury, is it could be Johan Rojas or Christian Pache at the 9-hole playing center field. It's going to be a toss-up as to who starts, but I think they're going to go with, hey, this is a veteran guy that's proven he can do it here. We have Christian Pache, and we have Johan Rojas that still have a little bit of ways to go. Hopefully something changes and they light it up and they earn that spot. But right now, I think they're going to go with the veteran hand.
So I agree with you there. I think that
the only thing that's probably wrong is Kyle Schwarber is obviously going to lead off.
Sure. There's no chance.
Look, they win when he's there, and that's like.
And they're going to try to replicate that home run production from last season.
When Rob Thompson is obviously a player's coach, and Kyle Schwarber says, "I like leading off," he's going to do it.
And it's
like when Craig Kimbrell said, "I like blowing games." He said, "I got you.
Go ahead,
get out there, do it, bud."
No,
blow that game.
Schwarber, what did he finish out? 0.186 or something like that.
Yeah, like a 190 average. Like
you don't love that.
No, as a leadoff hitter.
See him sixth place.
But he still had a 330 on base percentage.
And the home run rate.
Yeah.
You know, it's if he
do you want a solo shot or do you want multi-run home runs?
No, I mean I want 9 grand slams a game. I want to load the bases and then I want to get him up there and crack one every.
And there is an argument. Like if you start the game off with 1 run, like there is an argument to be said for that. But let's say he walks, which like the other side of the argument is he either hits a home run or he walks. All right, now you have somebody that's the slowest player in the MLB ahead of Trey Turner.
Into the DH because he couldn't actually adjust and move.
He couldn't move. He looked like Fred Flintstone out there just rumbling around.
No, I mean, in an ideal world, I want the Eagles to score 117 points a game. I want the Phillies.
Sure.
I want the Phillies to score probably 30-ish home runs. I want the Flyers to win by 12 goals. But if we're talking about the composition of this team,
the Sixers to win too.
The Sixers, if they could score 100 points in the next 1 minute, 23 seconds.
Yeah. Down 14 with 123.
But no, for the Phillies, he's going to be our leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
We know that.
And look, when you see a Schwarber, you're going to be like, hell yeah, that's my leadoff hitter.
Especially at the bank.
But
it goes
March 31st, we'll be there.
Love it. Like it does something for the team. It does something for the
provocative.
Fans.
It gets the people going.
Corn dogs for all these people.
Exactly.
And that's going to be the likely outcome.
Yeah.
As far as the whole Whit thing, I agree with you. I think he's our day one starter. I would love to see him get back to
plus glove. He can be a 300 plus hitter.
He's going to be a good contributor.
And he's saying all the right things. He's like, look, I've won awards. I've done this, but I haven't been on a winning team. Like I'm here to win. And you love to see it. But sticking with players and with Phillies, like I want to hear your thoughts. And obviously we still have got people tuning in. We're still going to be going for at least another 15 minutes and all. I want to hear people's thoughts on this Bryce Harper situation. Like I've been very vocal in any sport. I really don't like when players are trying to negotiate, especially mid-contract. Like he's got 8 years left on his deal. Has there ever been a player with 8 years left on a deal saying, I want to raise?
You want my hot take on
this? I
can't
ever think of any. Go ahead.
My hot take. All the top remaining free agents are Scott Boras.
Oh, yeah.
So
Scott Boras is doing terrible things for his players and for the MLB.
I don't think that Bryce actually wants to renegotiate, wants an extension.
No, I think he wants a raise. And he's like, look, if you can go out and get me one, go out and do it. I'm not going to publicly say
That's exactly
I want it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you do your work. And I think he's certainly going to
want to be paid more. I think Bryce he's happy. He's the face of Philadelphia. He's in a place that he likes. And
we had a listener, Drew in Wilmington, talked about the perks of signing a 13-year deal in MLB is it's completely guaranteed.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether and he knew signing it in 13 years, that would be a bargain.
Yeah.
He knew that as the years progress, the pay rate is going to increase. People are going to be paying more, inflation, all of that. He knew that heading into it. So it's negotiating in bad faith. If you're saying 5 years in, doing what you like, doing exactly what the Phillies and what he expected to do.
Yeah.
He was expected to be a star. He has been a star. We love Bryce Harper. I mean, I love Bryce Harper. This is no like negative towards his play or anything, but he signed that contract saying, I'm going to be a star. They signed him saying, you're going to be a star. Now he's a star, and now he wants more money. Where if he got injured tomorrow, he'd get paid for the rest of his career regardless.
I don't think it's mostly driven by him. I think he's comfortable where he's at. And Scott's saying, hey, I got all these people in the market here. You know, I'm wheeling and dealing. I'm getting these deals. You want to renegotiate? Bryce says,
Scott Boras is awful.
Yes.
He's terrible for the league. He's terrible for everything.
And representing all of these players, it's an opportunity. If he says, hey, Bryce Harper, who has 8 years left on his 13 year,
$330 million contract.
So, hey, if I'm renegotiating for Bryce, I can get you something. And he's bringing that to the table, and he's leveraging. I mean, Bryce is probably his number one, maybe number two client.
I mean, he's doing terrible things for his clients.
He is.
Like the fact that Montgomery's still out there, the fact that Snell's still out there. Like
Bellinger, did Bellinger sign?
Bellinger's still out there.
Yeah,
like he's not doing any favors for them. You're telling me, like at this point, they're going to get signed to a big 1-year contract.
Yeah.
But again, the nice thing about in the MLB signing these longer term contracts is they're fully guaranteed no matter what.
Yes.
And so now he's hurting his clients by teams aren't going to sign them or aren't as likely to sign them to long-term high-value contracts.
Exactly. They're going to take that rental. They say, hey, you know,
and then let's say he gets hurt next year. He's now unable to sign for these huge contracts.
Or they have a down year. I mean, Bellinger already did a prove-it year.
Yeah, that was his prove-it year.
And
he proved it. Yeah. Now, I guarantee there were teams that said, hey, I'll give you 5 years, $100 million.
Yeah.
And they're like, and Scott's like, oh no, we can't take that.
That didn't even make it to Cody's.
No,
he just Scott probably just declined that.
Yeah, I'm sure if you sign up with him, you sign something saying he has full negotiating powers.
Yeah. So the way that I read this whole Bryce thing, I think he's happy. I know he's happy.
Yeah, he wants to. He said it. I mean, he says all the right things. His only regret is that he didn't spend his entire career in
exactly. And this might be a pass. Hey, do you want to give me more money? Phillies say, not right now. We're already, third in payroll? I think second?
Yeah, third. Top five.
Top five. They say, hey, we're a little cash strapped right now. Why don't you wait? He says, cool. I'm going to be back and happy next year. This upcoming season, I'm ready to go. Keep me in mind when I'm competing for another set of awards, when I'm your team captain, bringing you to the postseason again. Yeah. Then let's talk about it in 2 years.
So I have a fun question for you because obviously Phillies are going back to the postseason.
All right. Yeah.
Obviously, there's a very high likelihood that they'd be eventually facing off against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yep.
Reports came out this week that the Phillies were the top money offer for one Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Jeez.
Yes.
I'm struggling with the words today. For Yamamoto. Can you imagine how hostile that environment will be when he comes into Citizens Bank Park after turning down the Phillies in their largest cash offer? And again, I understand why he did it. He wanted to play with fellow Japanese players. He wanted to be closer to Japan, where LA obviously is. Like, I get why he did it. But still, you turned down the Phillies. The fans are obviously going to be spited because of it. We offered him the most money. When I'm at the bank and I'm leading the Strider,
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine how awful and hostile it'll be with Yamamoto? Because you can't go well, maybe Yamamoto.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be, but that's more of like
Braves or something.
Yeah, but that's more of like a cheer, like when it's that like It's going to be, I mean, Yoshi. It could be a multitude of different things. It's going to be wild.
It's going to be rough. And
he's going to never have been in a environment like that in his career in Japan, in the States, ever.
Is a big Dodgers fan. We've taken him to Phillies games before. And it's always, whenever the Dodgers come to town, it's not fun for opposing fans or the players.
No.
And now knowing that we had this big offer in for this pitcher, he turned it down. He wanted to go make the super team. He's taking less money to go make the super team. That's
and be closer to home and play with fellow Japanese players. But yes.
Well, no, we're gonna go with the
to make the super team.
But you're turning your nose up at Philadelphia. You're not going to have a good time.
Yeah. Not going to have a good time. He French fried when he should have pizza. He's going to have a bad time. Exactly.
No,
that's good.
That's we hit that one there. But no, he's coming in there and he's probably hoping he's not starting because the bank is loud to begin with.
I mean, look,
you've offended us. The Bryce Harper stare down.
Look, to stick with South Park, I can see in the pitch and it's gone.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper takes it over left field and it's gone.
I mean, he's a great pitcher. I'm sure he's going to have a very good career.
We imagine he's a great pitcher. We'll see what he is in the MLB.
He probably will. But
he probably will.
Yeah, his first start at the bank. I hope they take him for 13.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up the Sunday package. See when and if they're playing the Phillies on a Sunday game. So that'd be exciting to see because the odds are you're going to be seeing somebody. You're going to be seeing obviously. Shohei at the dish. You're not seeing him at the, or you're going to see him at the plate, not at the dish.
It might not be Sunday, but my uncle has already told me with Shohei.
Unfortunately, no Dodgers games this season on a Sunday.
I will be attending Dodgers at the Phillies.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be playing them at some point.
Yeah,
but no games at the Dodgers in Philadelphia on a Sunday.
We cannot give away tickets to that.
I mean, unless we purchase more.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we're always prone to. We got Kevin over in Pennsylvania. Kevin, thanks for calling in. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jake, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks, Kevin. How are you?
All right. Hey, I just wanted to talk about Bryce Harper.
Why not?
Let's do it.
I'm not on the bandwagon that he wants a raise. I think he's just being genuine that he wants to stay here past 38 or whatever his contract's over.
Yeah. So, I mean, you see players produce into their 40s. I mean, look, if he wants to stay here, we'd love, nobody doesn't want Bryce Harper here.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, is this negotiating in bad faith? Is this I mean, I don't think anybody thinks he's going to hold them hostage and be like, hey, I'm not playing unless I get a raise. Yeah. But if it truly is just an extension thing, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll pay a guy into their 40.
That's all it is. Hey, tack on 2 or 3 more years.
Fine. Anytime your team captain comes to you and says, I love this city, I love this team, I want to retire here, you say yes.
Yeah.
You say, fine. Yeah. We'll tack on 2 more years at lower value. He says, cool, thank you.
But Kevin, let's say it comes out and it's a 1-year extension and $100 million raise. Does that change your tune at all?
I'm not upset
$100
with
million
asking for it. I think the Phillies would be ludicrous to really even entertain this because he's got 2 to 3 months under his belt at a new position.
Yeah.
And we don't know how that's going to pan out. I mean, he's Bryce Harper. He's like Superman. He's probably going to be great there, but you don't know. And also he's been a little bit injury prone. He's had back issues. He's obviously had the
got hit in the face
issue.
Yeah.
So and he's just a great player.
Back
so he's
when
going
he
to get
flipped
hurt
over and caught that ball.
Yeah, when he jumped into the camera well, catching that ball in his first game, I was like, I love you, but golly, you're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Please stay on the field.
There was a collective sigh across the city, a sigh of relief that he was okay.
Oh, when I was at the postseason game where he got run into at first base, where they slammed knee to knee, and he was screaming, threw his glove down. I was sitting there. I was up in the 400 section, but I could see right into the dugout. I had my camera zoomed into 30x, panning through it, just to be like, hey, is that number 3? Is that number 3? Just waiting to see, did he come out of the locker room? And then when I saw it, I was like, thank goodness.
Because to be honest, the first base coach wears his arm brace so that when Bryce gets to first, he can put it on him because he doesn't bat with it.
Yeah.
Like you're very correct. We're worried about his health, but
yeah, I mean, look, I would love to think, and I hope it is just an extension thing, and it gets, an extra 2 to 3 years, and an extra and if you get an extra 2 to 3 years, and they give him an extra $100 million, so be it. But if it's 1 year and $100 million raise, I'm gonna kind of be like, I still love you, Bryce, but come on, man, that's asking a little much. But I'm still going to be happy as can be when he's batting 315 and he hits a clutch home run in the postseason. Yeah. I mean, this guy, you're going against better competition in the postseason, and he somehow rises to that level. He gets better against better
he feeds
competition.
Off the competition. And at that point, so he's got 8 years left?
8 years left.
And so you're adding one that would be 9 years of an average, or the total.
And he's already played 5 years of a $330 million deal out of 13 years. I'm not doing the math on that.
All right. So we're raising it to about 250. You have 9 years of 250.
Okay.
That's not
look,
horrible.
It's whatever it takes to keep him here and keep him happy.
Yes. I mean, he could say, I want you to pay me $100 million to be the water boy, and I'll be the best goddamn water boy that you've ever had, and still hit 30 home runs somehow. And I'd be like, cool, do it. Yeah.
Kev, I don't know if you tuned in earlier when I was giving my projected lineup. Do you have a projected lineup of or not even what you expect to see? If you were Rob Thompson, do you have a lineup order that you would put out there? Or is that a little too early to say?
I think it's too early. I did hear your lineup. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I also kind of don't see Schwarber not being in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, I certainly don't. Schwarber's going to lead off.
Really wears down Topper.
Schwarber will lead off. But if I was Rob Thompson, that would be my lineup right now. And like I said, the end of it could change. I think the first 7, are a lock. And if I'm Rob Thompson, but Brandon Marsh or Whit Merrifield or Johan Rojas or Christian Pache. I mean, what were your thoughts on the Whit Merrifield signing? Is Wiz Whit going to be a guy that we're going to be really happy with here in Philadelphia?
I'm looking forward to it. I think you got to give him a shot. The guy's got 1,000 hits in the last 6 or 7 years or whatever it is, and Pache and Rojas aren't proven. Merrifield is so.
Yeah, that's why I think he's your day one starter. That's why I think he's the day one starter. What you said right there, just he's the proven guy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how spring training goes. I know, there's a lot of excitement over Rojas and his offseason bulking up, and
boy looks huge. You see the video of the Phillies put out of one Orion Kerkering?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was impressive to say the least. But hopefully he can find the strike zone and not throw lollipops in the postseason, but still think Orion has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Kev?
I didn't tune in until late, so I don't know if you guys heard the big Phillies news today.
What would that be?
Larry Boa hole-in-one.
Larry Boa hole-in-one, huh?
You didn't see that on the gram or TikTok?
No, missed that.
Check it out.
Good
Brandon Mark going crazy.
Good for him.
Nice.
Good for Boa.
Wow.
Well, Kev, we really appreciate you tuning in.
Hey, you guys, did I hear you say you're going down to game the 31st?
31st, we'll be there.
Okay. I'm going opening day, but
okay.
Maybe we catch up with you.
There you go. Well, hey, we're giving away tickets to every single Sunday home game this season. So hopefully we catch a game with you.
You could also go on the 31st.
Exactly. There's a chance you could go on the 31st.
So there's a chance. Are you guys broadcasting from down there again?
We will be.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome, Kev.
All right, Jake. Good talking to you.
You as well.
Yeah.
So for our newer listeners, for our newer followers, Jake, what time do you think we're getting there on Sundays? Maybe
it's 1:35 game.
Yeah.
We're getting there when the lots open.
Yeah.
I'll call the ticket office that Friday and say, hey, what lots are open when?
Yep.
And when they say, hey, the G lots open, they typically open 5 hours before the game. At least that was the postseason. It may be 4 hours for the regular season. But if it's a 1:30 game, we're getting there. What's 4 hours before 1:30? Is that's 9:30?
9:30, yeah.
10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's 9:30. We'd be there at least at 9:30.
And for all of our friends, the Sunday games have been changed from
1:05 to 1:35.
Yeah. So it is 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
We will be in those lots parked and set up.
Yeah, by 10 o'clock.
By 10 o'clock. And we want to see you stop by. We want to party with you. We want to hang with you responsibly, of course.
Yeah.
But
and hopefully we have more breaking news to come in the next month or so.
Yeah.
As it regards to the tailgate. That only makes the experience better for you all.
Yeah.
Podcast of the people.
Podcast of the people.
That's what we are.
Tailgate of the people.
Yeah. But look, to wrap it all up, you see the new logo in the top right there. Our friends, our partners over at Tackle Up. We all know, even if you're not a fisherman, you know somebody in your family and your close friend group that loves to fish.
Yeah.
Why not support a locally owned small business with Tackle Up? Their product is comparable, if not better, than any other product out there. They've teamed up with a lot of different fishing brands, very notable brands. They're going to be at the Philly Boat Show. We're going to be giving away tickets to that. Pretty much, if you want to go to the Philly Boat Show and you don't want to buy a ticket, send us a message. We'll send you out to the Philly Boat Show. We're looking forward to
hit us up on Instagram.
Exactly. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Send us a message. We'll send you out to the boat show. We only ask, head on over to Tackle Up. Let them know that we sent you. And check out their gear.
These shirts, they're meant for fishing, being on the water, but there's a lot of applications.
I mean, the past 3 days I've worn fishing shirts. I have a large collection of fishing shirts that's now going to be taken over by Tackle Up.
There's a ton of applications where you could use a little bit of coverage, a little bit of
times like you're working outside and you're just like, I don't want to smother myself in sunscreen. You just got to throw on a Tackle Up t-shirt. And they also sell the net gaiters, like the full fishing face mask.
They sell the big hats. They got little hats. They got hoodies. Do you want a hoodie with a custom design on it? I mean,
it's great stuff.
Very cool.
And then obviously, we'd be remiss not to talk about our friends over at Delaware Peak Specialists.
Yep.
The premier sports surgery center here in the state of Delaware. Every provider there is a specialist. They're specifically dedicated to one part of the body. So when you're going there, you're not getting, like, I'm a doctor, I really know more about knees, but I'll check out your ankle. No, they're going to say, oh, you have ankle pain, you're going to go see this doctor. Oh, you have knee pain, go over see our friend Dr. Mesa. Looking forward to get him back on the pod. Hopefully we won't have to talk about any injuries in spring training.
I would love to not talk about it.
We already know that we're teaming up with him in the US for at least one of these games. He's going to be coming with us. We're going to be going with him. Looking forward to that. But if you or a loved one or anything has some kind of lingering injury or a new injury, obviously ski season's slowly wrapping up, but that's usually a time where people get pretty messed up on the slopes, and you need help with that.
Now's the time that it gets a little warm, gets a little slushy. It's easy to tear a knee, tear an ACL, tear an MCL.
Obviously, we don't wish that upon anybody, but if that inevitability happens to somebody or yourself, head on over to Delaware Peak Specialists. I mean, look, they've got a 4.5-star review at almost all of their locations. They're going to do phenomenal work. Let them know that Talkin' to I've sent you. If you have been there and you heard about them from the pod or anything, head on over to Google, leave them a 5-star review. Let them know that, hey, we loved hearing Dr. Mesa on the podcast. He gave me confidence that they really know what they're talking about over there. And they're going to hold your hand and walk you through the whole process so that you're not going to have any questions as it pertains to the surgery, as it pertains to the treatment process, and as it pertains to the recovery. They're going to give it to you straight. Hey, this is what you're going to be going through. This is what you're going to see. So you're going through it knowing, hey, there's going to be no questions. They're very accessible. They're very reachable. They're going to talk to you through the whole process. And we're happy to have them as a partner. Tackle Up as well. Definitely check them out. Their website right there, tackleup.net, for all of your apparel needs. You're going to be seeing us wearing them. Hopefully next episode, if not the following.
Hopefully next episode.
Yeah, we ordered them.
Next episode.
We order them. See when we can get them in.
They said a week or two. So as far as the
they got a lot going on with the new storefront location coming in.
So if you place an order, you should expect it in about a week, which we are. So hopefully they get here.
Exactly. No, they're very efficient with all their shipping and handling and everything. So should be here in no time. But really excited to do a lot of different things with them, and really glad that through this partnership we're able to provide more tickets for everybody listening. So we're going to be giving away a lot of tickets. And then obviously, if there's a game that we just happen to not be able to make it to with our package, we give those away as well.
Yes.
So there's going to be a minimum of 2 tickets given away every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
And it's all free to enter. Yeah. You might get bonus entries if you purchase something from Tackle Up or anything, but it's all, the main single entry is all free to enter. We're here to just, provide back to the fans as, this is who we do it for.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And we as you teased earlier, we have a lot of big things in the works.
Oh, yeah. A lot of irons in the fire.
Please stay tuned onto the socials, onto where we're posting things, because we have a lot of fun stuff coming up.
And if you have a small business or you have anybody that that wants a good advertising opportunity, reach out to us. We'd love to team up with other small businesses and talk to you through about what we can do for you.
Yeah. I mean, I might advertise Billy Pistol's Basement Saloon.
Why not?
I mean,
Why not? Also, really excited. We have a poker game coming up. So we have some big
Ooh,
names
big
with
poker
that.
game.
Not going to be streamed or anything, but we're going to record it and cut some cool clips. Don't want to give away too much about the guest list, but we have some pretty notable names that are going to be coming and playing poker. So if you like poker and you like hearing great stories from some really great, wonderful content creators here in the Philadelphia area, definitely follow and turn on those notifications, because you'll be seeing some really, really solid stuff coming out of that. And with that, we're pretty much going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.